Hey folks. So I'm gonna try to make this a quick one. It's a few hours since I just got home from Jerseyfest, and I'm pretty tired because it's like an 8-hour drive, not counting the extra time that I stopped to go shopping. And I didn't really sleep all that well the last few nights in New Jersey, so I don't know why, but I didn't. I was up late and up early most days during the show. So, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown on my thoughts on the show and all the stuff that I scored while I was there. So, let's get to it. Okay, so first thing that I got there was from a great guy named Tony Wootson, and that was a 3 DVD set of Benny Hill, which you don't really expect to see at a sci-fi and monster show. And then also I got this really cool Horizon Ed 209 from Tony. So thanks a lot to him for letting me talk him down a little bit in price. And he gave me his website address, which is www.sci-fi-fant-modmadrealm.com. So I'll put a super up that shows that address. But he asked me to send him some in progress stuff or detail the build for him when I get around to it. So I'm going to try to do that for him. And also at the show I got this piece from Alternative Image Productions, and it's a nice little bust of Jor-El from Superman the movie. So that's Marlon Brando. I figured I would grab this and just have something to practice on. So I thought it's a pretty good likeness of him, and we'll see if I can goof up figure models as well as I goof up vehicular models. So there's that too. And then another bust that I got at the show. This one is from Forbidden Zone, and it is the Phantom of the Paradise. You can see I haven't popped the box yet, but that's Winslow Leach, aka the Phantom, and his mask comes off, and so you can see his face and all its gory detail underneath that. But that was another nice little bust that I picked up at the show. And the guy at Forbidden Zone was the one that put me on to Alternative Images. Rumor has it that they're going to be reissuing their full-size Phantom of the Paradise figure for any more of you fans out there. And when I say that, I know you all know that I'm spelling it Phans. Another kit that I got at the show, I think this one is by a company called Madhouse, but I will make sure that I get it right in the titles that you're looking at now superimposed over the picture. This is their Killer Croc kit. So you can see I got a baggie of extra parts, including his jaw, bottom half, top half, bottom part of his coat, and this nice sewer base with a crocodile in the water. So that's it's one of the Batman characters, but I'm sure you all know that already. Okay, also at the show, I met Ralph Tenaglia from Tenna Controls, and also at his table were Boyd Crompton from Trekworks, who I'm sure many of you are aware of, and also Eric Hawkins was at the table with them too. So 3 guys that I've chatted with online, and now I've met in the flesh. So I picked up one of Ralph's TOS 1000 light kits for the 1/1000 scale Polar Lights Enterprise kit. So hopefully I'll be able to show you guys how that works in the future when I get around to building that kit. I also met Mike Salzo because I signed up for a class that he was running on the Friday, the day before the show. And his class was on scratch building, so came away with some of the material that he uses to build the kits that he creates. And this, you'd be surprised at how workable this stuff is. I'll get some info on that if I can up in the video info, or info on this video for you guys as well. And then while I was down there, I also stopped in at Walmart and bought a couple of packages of Sculpey, which is another tool that I'm going to learn to use one day in scratch building and sculpting these wonderful things that we like to spend time on. While I was picking up that kind of stuff at Walmart, I also picked up, and this one, again, you can blame Mike Salzo for this. He had one of these rulers, not necessarily this one, that he uses, and he had a curved piece that he was working on, and because the ruler is flexible, he is able to use it not necessarily for measuring, but if he needed to cut a straight line on that, he could curve that to the shape that he's using and still be able to cut a straight line. And when I went back to Walmart to get some more, I found these other things here called flexi rulers, and you can see they're going to let you do a straight line on quite a curve, or even a double curve, if I can get my hand to work here, you know. So you can do that too. And since it's back to school time, it's a perfect time to go in and grab this kind of stuff. These rulers were like $1 a piece, and these were half $1. So Mike also keeps these things lying around the house, mechanical pencils. So I bought a box of them just so I could be like him. And that way he's always got a pencil handy in order to write down whatever he needs to write down. Also, I'm going to blame Bag Grendels on this one. But I mean, he's not the only one. But you often get these little plastic containers that you can keep works in progress in. And again, I picked these up at the Walmart in New Jersey for, I think these small ones were half $1, and the big ones were something like $1 each. So it's a good time to get it with all the back to school stuff that's going on. And then another thing that I picked up while I was down there, you're going to think that Canadian stores don't have anything on their shelves. But here's another thing that I wasn't sure I could get up here, and this is Glad Press and Seal, because one of the articles in the new AFM, Amazing Figure Modeler magazine, with I want to say Jeff Combs, but don't hold me to that. No. Anyway, the Superman model. The guy who did it used this stuff as a masking material, so I thought I would grab some of that while I saw it on the shelf. And also, I keep hearing about blue painter's tape. I wasn't sure which kind would be better. I know everybody swears by the 3M, so I got myself a roll of the 3M. but also Duck had their own stuff out there, so I thought I would grab that one too and do like a consumer test on them to see which is easier, or which is better or worse, or you know what I'm trying to say. And then also I've heard about this tulip paint, but I never saw it here. So on the clearance aisle at Walmart, they had that, so I thought I would grab it. And when I looked later, just for one bottle of the black, but it was probably twice as much paint in it, it was about $4. So I got 6 bottles here for $4. I don't know if I can use these other colors the way that I would use the black stuff to light block, but I might find out. So there's that too. And then on the way home from New Jersey, I also stopped at Toys R Us because I looked online and they have silly putty there. So I got me 15 eggs of silly putty to use as a masking material, and that was because, I mean, I've seen it in magazines and that before, being used that way, but there's a gentleman named John who did a painting demo at Jerseyfest, and he was using silly putty as a masking material, and he answered the question that I had about when he gets paint on it, what does that do to the silly putty? And basically, if it's not lacquer or, oh, I have it written down somewhere, but basically like the acrylic stuff just doesn't harm the putty at all. He had some there that he said he'd been using for 6 years. So again, not knowing where to get it locally, I thought I can get it while I'm down there, and so I did. Something else that I got at Jerseyfest, because I want to put this stuff on my wall behind the kits when I finally get the kits done. I have the Dragon kits of the Dark Knight and Bane. So there was a gentleman there selling all kinds of photo prints and posters and such. So I got me. I was hoping to get the poster of Catwoman that said "Rise" in behind it, and then she's standing there in her outfit. But instead, because the guy had all 3 of these and they were just $5 each, so I got the Bane and Catwoman and Batman. So I'm thinking I might put them side by side, but it all depends on how my Batman display comes together, when it comes together. So there's that, and also on the way home, I stopped at the Hobby Lobby in Niagara Falls and picked up, they had these car kits on for about $15 a pop. So there's a 50 Oldsmobile skill level 3. That'll be fun. And I got it because I like this, the racing style one that they have there. And then I got the Hot Rod Mustang funny car. Well, I saw that one before. You might be able to see that it's regularly $25. It's on for $15. $25. I didn't like it because I already have the Connie Coletta Mustang funny car, and from what I could see of the parts, it's the exact same kit. Although I like this one with the Hot Rod decals on it. And when they knocked $10 off of it, I liked it a lot better. So that's why I picked those up at again at Hobby Lobby. The other thing that I scored at Hobby Lobby today if I can find the bag. There. Is because while I'm down there, you know, what the heck. Got me some more Aztec acrylic paint thinner, and there are only 2 cans of Tamiya, let's call the whole thing off, white fine surface primer. And because my 40% off coupon wasn't really good on, well, I could have used it on a can of the primer, I guess. But why would I do that when they have a metal Star Wars tin sign there, pre-weathered, and being Canadian, the snow battle scene from ESB, that's appealed to me since I first saw it when I was a kid. So I snagged this for, what is it, 40% off, so it was something like $10, which 10 bucks I can stomach for that. 18 seems a bit much to me. So that can go on the wall with the Batman, well, with the Dark Knight Rises artwork that I just showed you. And last but not least, while I was in Buffalo, Niagara Falls, however you want to say it, I also stopped in at Niagara Hobby and Craft Mart and finally got, it's a toss-up, finally got me some super glue zip kicker. So up till now I never had it, and I never saw it in any of the stores that I have up here. So I know I can probably just get, what is it, the gasoline additive, I think it's supposed to be the same stuff, if I remember Jay Barron's tip correctly. But I figured, what the heck, you know, I would get the official stuff while I was there, although that's their store brand, because 8 ounces for 12 bucks, I think it's cheaper than what they were charging for the official, like, Zappa Gap kicker. And I finally got my XF24 Tamiya dark gray paint. So now I have the 3 paints that I need, all in Tamiya colors, so I can mix them and screw up the Darth Vader TIE Fighter. So that's that, and my impressions of the show in Jerseyfest, or in New Jersey, the show called Jerseyfest. That it's only the second hobby convention that I've been to that's this style. I went to the one in Mississauga twice some years ago. The last time I went there was probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and it wasn't as good as the first time I went, which was around 2004, just because there weren't as many hobbyists there, and a lot of the stores were so local that I could have saved myself the trip to Mississauga and just gone to the actual store close to me. But this show in Jersey, so I'm going to basically compare it to, and I don't know if this is fair, I'm basically going to compare it to Wonderfest, because Wonderfest is the first show of that kind that I've been to, and that was just a couple months ago, and so this one so soon after. For one thing, the dealer room was probably about a third of the size that it is at Wonderfest. So I was a little disappointed in that, because I was expecting some of the same vendors that I'd seen at Wonderfest. I was looking forward to buying things off of them that I hadn't been able to get a couple months ago, and the ones that I was looking forward to weren't there. So I kind of got pooched that way. the ones that were there, everybody was great. Nothing. I mean, there's nothing personal about my critique of this. Jerseyfest, I think, started out more as a figure kit show than a sci-fi show, and I'm more of a sci-fi guy than a figure kit guy, just because from what I've seen of the figures, there's so much more intricate stuff with the paintwork regarding subtlety with shading and skin tones and all that kind of stuff. And as many of you know, I am partially colorblind, so I have a hard enough time with figuring out how to do things on the vehicles, let alone all the stuff on the figures. So that said, the vendor part, it was probably 80% figures, and as you can see from the stuff that I got, I did succumb and get a few things that I wanted there. There were a couple other things that I'm still thinking about getting, and I have email addresses for them. The guys that did the Killer Croc kit, they had another kit there called Re-Energized Bride, Re-something Bride. Check the subtitles. And that one was sold out, but it's a pretty neat looking kit. It comes with an elaborate background base, just like the Croc kit comes with an elaborate base. So I'm toying with the idea of picking that one up. And I mean, I could have got it from the guy there if pay me now, I'll ship it to you free. And it's just, how much do I really have to spend? So that was part of my thinking there. Another kit that was there that was just amazing looking is a Batman from The Dark Knight Returns. Not necessarily exactly from the comic, but that is the size and shape of that Batman, the really bulky looking one. And it was just an amazing kit. Like it had a base where he's walking up some stairs, and there was something like an angel, supposed to be like a stone angel at the front of, whatever it was he was climbing. And the thing had to be about, between 18 and 24 inches tall altogether. And that kit was it wasn't, I don't want to say the price, but it was a few $100s, let's say. So there was that one as well. And then I saw a couple other really neat things that when I went back to find out about them, they were sold. So it is what it is, right? If I'm meant to have it, then they'll be available some other time. So there was that. The other thing too was at Jerseyfest, I met a lot of neat guys. Like I said earlier, Boyd, Ralph, Eric. There were another 3 guys that took the class on Friday that I was in. So Matt, I believe his name was John, and Lito. So if you guys see this, hey, good meeting you guys there, and I hope all your plans work out. And also meeting Mike Salzo was really neat and informative, and same kind of thing where after the class, you bump into him in the hallway on other days of the show and just be able to talk to him like you'd known him. So Mike is a really great guy, and if you get a chance to meet him and talk to him, take advantage of it, because he is more than happy to help you out with any questions you might have about modeling. At least he was to me at the show, and it's great being able to talk about that kind of stuff with guys that you've just met, and you know, have that helpful bond, if that makes sense. I'm probably not saying it correctly, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about, because it's the same kind of thing that we get here online, where you you have a question or a problem with something that you're working on, and you get guys who will take time out of their day to respond to it and try to help you as best that they can. So it's great being able to become part of the community that way. And also kudos to Dave, and I don't know, there's a couple other guys that were organizing it, but I know I bumped into Dave probably a half a dozen times over the course of the weekend, and he was always friendly and wanted to make sure that you were having a good time at the show. So kudos to him, and to everybody who entered models in the contest and just brought them for display. I don't think that anybody who entered went away without a certificate that showed, how their kits were looked upon by the rest of the community. So everybody, it seems, got either a bronze or silver or gold certificate, and then if you go to the Jerseyfest website, you'll be able to see the awards and the little statuettes and plaques that various modelers were awarded for their outstanding work at the show. And something like that, I mean, that makes me want to be able to do a good job and bring something to a future show, and hopefully have people appreciate it the way that the works that I saw this past weekend were appreciated. So I'm losing my voice, and I have to get to bed because, as I said, for some reason I wasn't sleeping right on the weekend, and after driving for about 10 hours today, well, 8 hours and a couple hours of shopping in the middle of it there, I have to get some sleep, because I've got work tomorrow. So thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy all the stuff that I got, and pester me to work on some of it. And we'll see you next time. I haven't forgotten about the Darius Burst kit. Par for the course. I've messed up some parts of it, and I'm running into trouble with parts of it, but I am still working on it, and I'm going to get the video up for it soon, as soon as it's done. So thanks again. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.